Sharp is a horse's ass. He is the meanest. He sucks a horse's penis. Smedley Sharp is a horse's ass. He is the meanest. He sucks a horse's penis.
Smedley trivia time, Smith.
He would ask that.
Oh, don't ask.
I think Smedley should do Helen.
Everybody's here.
There you go.
There's it.
All right, Smeg, we're putting you on the spot.
Okay, go ahead.
George is going to ask you the first trivia. You got to sit in the chair, baby. Sit in the chair. This is a senility test. We got to see at 82 what you got left, baby. What do you got left?
Sorry,
All right.
First question of the day. Who the hell brought Paul Botch?
Jesus Christ! Second question is, who brought George Hahn?
Who let George Hahn in?
Who let the dogs in?
Okay, you ready, Smed?
No.
All right. When I first joined the team, there was a prop named Pete Legowski. Pete Legowski had open field in front of him. He had a runaway. What were the words you yelled to Pete Legowski to cheer him on?
Run, you dumb Polak.
Close. Run like you've never run before. Now, oh man, you remember? Oh, now I can't read my writing. Okay, when you were playing for Philly Whitemarsh, you had a riddle.
He never played for Philly Whitemarsh.
When you played for Philly, you had a riddle. Was red and white and has two black wings. Do you remember the answer to the question?
Yeah. Philadelphia Rugby Club.
There you go.
Mighty and Floyd.
Mighty and Floyd.
Mighty and Floyd.
Got it right.
I was talking to Floyd the other day. Yeah. All right, that one counts. Here you go.
If I ever took in a rugby game, we played Providence Rugby up there.
Oh, God.
Part of the problem was, at training that week, someone asked you, and it might have been me, how far is it to Providence? Do you remember what your answer was?
1 6-pack.
Everybody knows
Yeah, but wait a minute. That's 1 6-pack of 16 ounces.
Yeah,
Warm 16 ounces.
we got there, opened the door, and I fell out the side of the door like that. Oh my goodness.
We got crushed.
We got crushed.
When you stop at Dunkin' Donuts, you get donuts with a beer.
It's all right.
All right. One time in a game, Kim Holland was playing number 8.
I know the question.
Kim Holland came out of the scrum and he had shit on his hair and in his ears. Do you remember who the second row was who shit himself in the game? I'm gonna give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. He's here.
My other choice was Schechter. Schechter would have done it on purpose.
We were coming back from Schenectady, New York, and we stopped at a bar. And there was a guy sitting at the bar, and he looked over, he goes, "What are you guys, a basketball team?" Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I said, how can we be a basketball team? None of us are over 6 foot, and only one of us is black.
That's exactly right.
And that was Mighty, right?
That was over 6 foot.
I'll tell you, you're doing unbelievable. I can't believe how good you're doing. Last question. Have you ever had sex with an Indian woman? This is a trick question. You got to remember how to answer the
Donald
question.
Trump is not Indian.
Let's see.
You used to have an answer to this question. You had sex with a girl who was a quarter Indian, but you had sex with her 4 times.
You forgot to ask him what his favorite kind of beer is.
Okay, I'm sorry. One more question. What's your favorite kind of beer?
Free beer. Hey, your second favorite. Cheap beer.
That's where about 16 ounces. On that trip to Schenectady, we stopped at a rest area on the
You're off the hook. You did great.
Can I recite my favorite poem of all time?
Yeah!
In memory of one of the greatest rugby players, one of my favorite rugby players of all time.
And who was that?
You'll hear it in the poem.
Okay. let's
Casey
hear
in the
it.
back.
No, I didn't write that. Thayer wrote that. On South Jersey's rugby field, I went off upon my shield, with my shoulder out of joint, hanging free. I walked off to the side. I thought I'd quit and lost my pride. They should take and dump me in the sea. Then I heard a voice that said, "I think you'll need this, Smed." And a beard before my face appeared to be. It was in a massive hand. It looked extremely grand, the finest beer a man could ever see. Now I thought the pain would never end, but I should recognize a friend. Who was this man who brought this beer to me? I was looking toward the ground, turned my head around, and there stood the living legend. Rugby's ageless wonder, Hal McGee.
Legendary.
With my arm hanging
Hal
loose,
McGee.
Excuse me.
all I said was thank you, Moose. But he'll never know what that beer meant to me. Now I play the game no more, but one thing is for sure, I'll not forget what rugby's meant to me. And when this planet sets me free, you'll know where I will be, and I'll get a beer in hell from Moose McGee.
Well done.
Well done, man.
Oh, good old Moose.
Legendary.
I did
Hal
that, the
McGee.
first time I did that, Moose was there. And when I mentioned his name, the whole place just cheered. You guys knew what was coming. Nobody did that.
One of the best Moose McGee stories.
Here we go.
Yes. Which week we talking about?
She was in love with someone.
Go ahead. Sir. Yes, please.
Never matched Eddie McDonald.
I got a beer. I got my favorite
His
drink here.
stomach's not as good as it used to be.
I used to like you.
There was a day. We could take care of two of them with no problem.
We're ready.
American rugby is a curious game. By playing it, no one will ever gain fame. In England, it's played by the high upper crusted, but here by ex-footballers with their noses all busted. In England, fields are perfect, beautiful green grass, but here we have dust bowls with beer caps and glass. Most English players are fit as a fiddle, but most of our boys are quite round in the middle. The hookers look like sly little thugs, and the props are built like fire plugs. And who's that giant that plays second row? He once was a tackle, but now he's too slow. He always was too.
Couldn't jump with a shit
He
either.
can run all day, but sometimes he's confused and he runs the wrong way. Our big number 8, he thinks he has class, but he spends the whole game up the second row's ass. Now, a little scrum half, he only puts the ball in, then he wants all the credit should we happen to win. And that Monday morning quarterback that only sat in the stands, he's down a fly half with a terrible hand. But the centers run hard. They're all heart and soul, but they always get tackled quite far from the goal. And for a chance they do reach that hallowed ground, you can bet they forget to touch the ball down. Our wingers are speedy and hard to catch. They never get the ball more than twice in one match. Our fullback, however, must be in condition. He plays the whole game way out of position. Now the referee's the boss. This makes him feel cocky. But the players all know he's a reject from ice hockey. And the English teams beat us, so they're hale and hearty. They might win the games, but we win the party!
That's a good one. You gotta post that one.
Can I have a Stella, please?
Helen, she lay ass down in the desert sand, clutching a hardle in her hand. Beneath her cunt was a pound of meat. She was covered with slime from her head to her feet. But late that night I sloughed my meat too. Helen, Helen, days went by, she made it nice. And from dawn to setting sun, we just practiced having fun. No other broad could make me come like
Helen, Helen, Helen.
I knew someday I'd face a test, which one of us could fuck the best. And sure enough, the word came down that she was holed up in her town. I left my rubber in the street, and I went in alone to meet
Helen, Helen, Helen.
They said my speed was next to none, but my zipper was only half undone. When I felt her pussy on my wrist, her cup was sucking at my fist, and I was looking down the pores of those juicy 44s.
Helen, Helen, Helen.
I blocked the path of her retreat. She turned and sucked upon my meat. A dozen loads shot in her head. A moment later, she lay dead. Now all the townsmen mourned their luck, for no longer could they fuck.
Helen, Helen, Helen.
Now the story spread throughout the land that I had eaten Helen's gland. And it was just years, they say, that made me put my meat away. But on her grave, they can't explain the ruptured balls above the name of
Helen, Helen, Helen.
Once again,
I did not write
Smedley
that.
Sharp.
Smedley Sharp, Smedley Sharp is a horse's ass. He is the meanest, he sucks the horse's penis. Smedley Sharp is a horse's ass.
He is no good. He'd fuck a piece of wood.
Smedley Sharp is a horse's ass.
Three
There
cheers
ain't no
for
farces, I'd rather fuck Marces.
Three cheers for Smedley Sharp. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Luck and buck and truck, however do you hear go fucking duck? It can be used in any situation, like we're going to fucking graduation. And sometimes when we've had bad luck, we just drop our head and say, oh, fuck. Sometimes when we're really pissed, we just say fuck and shake our fist. So if we win or if we lose, fuck's where we all can use. Now some men are always causing strife saying, don't say fuck around my wife. But marriage means you fuck for life. Even a fucking preacher's wife. So smile and say fuck you without any reason. Fuck you's a greedy that has no season. When you're alone in a crowd with nothing to do, fill up your lungs and say, oh, fuck you. When fuck you seems friendly and brings no disgrace, this whole fucking world's a much better place.